Hey y'all, I haven't made a video in a while, so today I decided to do a basic makeup video. You can wear this type of look with anything. It's not really an everyday look, but if you really wanted to do your makeup every day, you could wear this every day. But it's not, I'm not trying to say this is an everyday look. It's just a basic how to do your makeup. I started with my eyebrows down to the lipstick. Some parts of the video I did talk, but the rest of it I didn't. I'm gonna have to do a voiceover, and I'm gonna try to link everything I use down below and on my blog, thepremedprep.com. So let's get started. So the first thing I always start with is my eyebrows. As you can see right now, my eyebrows, they're thick, but they're not full, you know what I mean? And it just really brings all your makeup together. I like to do it first because when you do your eyebrows, you can clean it up with concealer and that helps it look a little bit better. So for me, on a day-to-day, if I literally gotta go but I want brows, I'll use Anastasia or Anastasia, whatever it is, Brow Wiz. A few months ago, I got the brow definer. It's really easy to use and it's better, and it's better than the Brow Wiz. The Brow Wiz to me, if you want to take your time, be more precise, and you really want to just get in your brows, you can use this if you're taking more time on your makeup but you don't feel like doing like a pomade, which I use, or a liquid. But that's what I used to use, but then I switched to the brow definer. So the brow definer is a little thicker. It's shaped in a triangle. I really don't know if y'all can tell just by looking at it straightforward, but if you look at it from the side, you can see that it's thicker than a regular brow pencil. And that just makes it to where your brows, you can just literally just go for it, outline them, fill it in, you're done. Well, what I like to do is I take a pomade. Now, Anastasia has a pomade, but I didn't really know how it would work with me. I always thought it would give me a harsh look, and I don't really go for the harsh, like big old bold brows. I love looking at it. It's all over Instagram, it's all over YouTube, it's all over Twitter. But for me personally, I don't like it. But this Ardell dark brown brow pomade, it really does wonders. It's so great, and I don't even know how to explain it. Like, when you look at it on your brush or when you first put it on, you're like, oh my gosh, this is like Sharpie. But once you blend it, it's so flawless. It's almost like concealing, but not. I don't know how to explain it. But I'm gonna go through and show you how I actually do my brows. Not focusing on it, but yeah. Okay, so it has an angled brush like you did for eyeliner and spoolie. This is gonna be your best friend. No matter what pomade you use, you need a brush like this. So what I do, I brush up my eyebrows. Let me zoom in a little closer for you. That's better. Okay, so we're gonna brush our eyebrows up. Move the hair out your face. And then you're gonna place them where you want them to go. I obviously need my eyebrows waxed, so don't comment on that, but we're gonna work with what we have. So you brush it up, and then around to where you want it to go. Now that you have your shape, this is where you're gonna start defining. You're gonna take your pomade, your angled brush, and you just get a little bit on your brush. I like to start at the tail. Trick is, if you have too much and you put too much, it's best to go on the tail rather than the inside, because if you have it too harsh right here, that's when you start to look angry. But when you put it out here, feather it out, that's when you look airbrushed. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna start at the top and go down to the tail. Now, if your eyebrow doesn't naturally have a tail, where you want it to stop is, you can angle your brush from the edge of your eye is where it should end. So right where the very last of my hairs are. Mine barely make it, but I don't extend mine. And you can go back for more. Don't be afraid to add more product because you're gonna blend it anyways. And then you're gonna go right at the bottom and connect. Top, bottom. And this is just the tail from an arch down. Now it's time to fill that part in. And get a little bit more. And then fill that in. All right, now that I have my tail filled in, I'm gonna start feathering my line from the top line and the bottom line inward. Now you can push the product you have down here. Just what I do is I pick it up a little bit and then you just brush it up here. And then when I get to the very center, I like to just flick it up because for me personally, I like the squared off brow. I know some people like round, some people just like to leave it completely blank in the center and fill out the outside, whatever you want. But I like to fill in the center. And then I take the spoolie and then you lightly comb it. Make sure you do not skip this step. This is the step that is gonna make your eyebrows go from Sharpie brows to blended brows. Now when you blend, I will admit, some of the product will smear around your eyebrows maybe. It might just be this Ardell product, I'm not sure. But we're gonna clean that up in a second. So let me go do my second brow and I'll be right back. Okay, so after you're done filling in your brows, this is when you have to set them. Now setting them, I have heard of people using the Great Lash Clear Mascara. No baby, you need, I don't even have the label on it to show you, but this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Gel. This is super glue, girl. I would watch makeup tutorials. I would see girls, especially Jaclyn Hill, use this. And I would always be like, girl, like, it's eyebrows. Like, where is it gonna go, you know? I never associated them with just the, like your foundation moves around, your eyeshadow moves around, your eyebrows will move around, sweetheart. And I never thought that that would happen, but it does. Because I would literally spend time doing my brows, not with the pomade, but with like pencil. I would get to class, look at myself in the mirror, and I'm like, where did my eyebrows go? It's what? Like, by the time I'm in my lab, I'm like, where, did I wipe my eyebrow off? And that's possible too. You can literally wipe your eyebrow off while you're in class, just like chilling. Like, you can wipe your eyebrow off, girl. So you need to set them. So I just literally just brush it on there. It is a necessity. Like, you think it's not, but it is. Like, I don't know how much this was. I'll insert it right here if I can find it, which I'm pretty sure I can, but it is worth the price. Like, I don't even know how else to tell you. Like, you need it. All right now, some people would stop. They'd be like, girl, your eyebrows are fine, let's go. But not me. So what you're gonna do right now is you're gonna add concealer. Cause you might have, you know, you saw me wiping it, you saw me wiping my mistakes. No girl, we're gonna conceal them just in case we missed it. And even if you did make a mistake, it's gonna make your brows pop. So I like to use the LA Girl Pro Conceal. This is in the shade Toffee, I believe. Toffee, yeah. I got this online. I don't remember if it was from Morphe or what, but I would check online. But this concealer is really good, mostly because it already has a brush on it. So you don't even have to worry about like finding a brush, which you're gonna need one to blend it, but to add it, you just put it on your face. Okay, so after we have that, I usually use a brush. I ordered a brush pack from Morphe and this was in it. It doesn't have the name on it, but this is just the brush. It's like a dome brush. See, but yeah, there's my eyeshadow on it. Okay, now you just want to blend out the edges of the concealer. Okay, now my brows are done. After brows, I like to start prepping my face. When I say prepping my face, not only my eyes, but my face. Girl, if you have oily skin in this hot summer Texas heat, you need this Makeup Forever primer. Like, I got a sample. Well, not even a sample. I bought the travel size because I was like, okay, this is already expensive for the travel size, but Let me just see. Like, I need something. I knew I needed something. And this was in the winter. Like, I was getting prepared. And I tried it and I was like, yo, the oil is gone. I know y'all see the oil. Like, just from this one studio light and these lights, you can see the oil on this girl's face. So this girl needs something on her face so the foundation just doesn't just go around. So this is the step 1 base mattifying primer. And I really can't, I mean, I'll try and link this. Honestly, I'm gonna try and link everything that I'm using down below. I'm gonna try really hard. And on my blog, selfless promo, but if you're watching this on my blog, you already know. But if you're watching this on YouTube, go to my blog, theprenutprep.com, and I'll have all the items listed, links, everything. Anyways, you need a primer. Like, I don't care what kind of skin you have, even if it's normal combination, whatever, dry, you need a primer. So for me, I get oily, you can see it. It's all on my face. But the worst parts are my forehead, my nose, my chin, and my upper lip. Those are the worst parts that the makeup it's just like, girl, bye. Like, you didn't even try. Like, oh, and then I have this huge zit. Like, just life. And I kind of put it down here because I do put foundation down there. And then I put the excess on my cheeks. My cheeks don't really get that oily. But yeah, this primer, girl, you will sit for a few minutes. And that's another thing. It's because you want the primer to set in, actually do what it's supposed to do. Because if I went in with foundation right now, it would just mix. But if you let it sit, do what it's supposed to do, it'll be fine. So now we're gonna move on to eyes. If anything, put some concealer on your eyes. Put some, whatever you want to do, put it on your eyes, baby. But I switched to the paint pots from MAC. I'm using Painterly. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but I'm using Painterly paint pot. You can get, I have Taylor Gray, which I didn't realize was an actual dark gray, so I use that when I do smoky eyes. But just, you need something on your eyes because, like I said, in this Texas heat, you gonna have your eyeshadow just switching around, and you took all this time. Even if, like, today I'm just gonna show you basic eyeshadow, but like, if you sat there and you blended and blended and blended this magnificent smoky eye, and it starts transferring, you're gonna be mad because you spent all this time blending, but the blending is gone. Like, where'd it go? Okay, so now that your eyes are primed, ready for your eyeshadow. Now on a day-to-day basis, I would put a natural brown color, and this is the Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye Palette. I would put a color just like this. Let me see what it's called. I think it says Citri. I really can't read this font, but I would put a color maybe like this or this just on my eye. Just go with it, you know, just go. But today I want to show you the basics. So I'm gonna use this palette. So this is the Kat Von D. Let me show you the cover so you can. Shade and Light Eye Palette. I believe it's 46 from Sephora. I mean, I had a gift card, so I was like, girl, I'm gonna get it. But another good palette, I know they discontinued it, and I hate to show it, and I did a blog post on it too. But the Jaclyn Hill by Beckham eye palette, this would be a great palette for every day. Like this brown, this is the type of stuff I just throw all over my eye and go. But I'm so sad that some of them had a bad formula, so they completely took them off the collection, but whatever. I got a bad formula, I don't even care, I still use it. But I'm not gonna use it for this video just because I know you can't get it anymore. Okay, so what you wanna start with is just a blending color. Some people call it transition shade. I like to call it blending color because it helps you blend the eyeshadow. So like again, like I said, I got a big brush kit from Morphe, which I'll try and find the one I bought and link it. I don't know if they still have it, but this is just a big eyeshadow brush, honestly. And I just take a color that I feel would look right, and I'm just gonna take this one right here, which is called Lazarus. I'm gonna put that all over my eye, like all the way up to the brow bone. This is gonna help, because when you have just a primer on and you try to put eyeshadow on, it's not gonna blend well. I'm telling you right now. Like, some of you probably right now are like, that makes so much sense because my eyeshadow just doesn't. A lot of people come to me and are like, oh, your eyeshadow, like, it's so nice. And I have one color on. I'm like, girl, this is one color. Like, it's literally one color. Like, I literally would do this and they're like, your eyeshadow. And I'm like, okay, all right. So now we're gonna move on to our transition. This would be your transition color. So you wanna take like a muted kind of brown. But for me right now, since I am my summer color, I'm gonna take this one, which I was talking about earlier. The name I can't really pronounce. We'll figure it out by the time I start editing. And this is a MAC 217 brush. It's probably trying to focus on. There we go. MAC 217. Just a crease brush. Some people use, my mom uses it from concealer. You can do whatever you want. But, okay, I really hope everyone knows what the crease is. But the crease of your eye, if you put your finger right here and push, where your finger is going, I know this probably looks really creepy, but where your finger is going in, that's your crease. So you want to literally like put this color in the crease, like get it in there, just wash it around. Now this is not just, and it's gonna look dark on me because I picked a darker shade. Most people pick like a barely darker than them shade. Some people use an orange. Orange looks good on some people. Literally whatever you want, but just put it straight in that crease. And okay, so now we have our transition shade, we have our base, whatever you want to call it. This is when I like to do the darkest shade you're gonna do. So on day to day, I really wouldn't do black, but for today, I'm gonna go for this color right next to the black, and it's called Liberatus. I really can't pronounce these words, guys, but if you have the palette, you know what I'm pointing at. And with this is when you want to use, not really a pencil brush, but, and this is another crease brush. This is just from CVS. It literally says eye crease blender, but it's literally from like CVS. I just dab it in there. You just really want a stiff brush, and right at the edge of your eye, you just want to just dab the color. And then kind of bring it into your crease, but stay on the edge. Okay. Now this is a good time to do your lid color. This is rubbed off. It is literally just an eyeshadow brush from MAC. I think it's a 2. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, like I know. It's a 2 something, I'm not sure. But it just gets you a flat, a short, kind of thin, stiff, not real, okay, stiffer brush. And you want to put a lighter shade on your lid, and what I'm gonna go for is this first color over here, which is Ladius. I'm just gonna stop saying the names because I am messing them up. And you're just gonna pat this on the center of your eyelid and then brush it to each side. Now where you put that darker shade, you don't wanna put this over that shade. But you do wanna meet it up to the crease, inner corner, center, and then right at the edge where you put that darker color. Okay, now this is just a basic eye. This is nothing special. You can do glitter, green, purple, like any color you want with this combination. Just as long as you have the basics to where to put the shade, what tone it should be. Well, not really tone, but what should be darker, what should be lighter, where should it go. As long as you know that, you can do any eye look you want. This is also another brush from my Morphe kit. I'm sorry, in the kits they don't put the names of the brush. I don't know why. Just get you a standard eyeshadow blending brush. You can get these from MAC. I used to have a MAC one actually. You can use that 217 as a blending brush, honestly. Whatever you want to do, and just lightly blend. All right, now you want to highlight your brow bone. And I'm gonna go back to that brush I used for all over the lid, just to wipe off the excess a little bit. Even, I have some Sephora brush cleanser. I don't like how it smells though, but you can get you a little brush cleanser, spray it, wipe it off, you're good to go. But I'm gonna use this in color right here, which is Samuel, I don't know. And put it right under the brow and then just blend. Right now, I'm pretty sure all of this is like really, like y'all are like, this is too much makeup for me. This is not, I'm not saying go do this every single day to look great. Girl, you can literally put mascara on and go if you want to. It's whatever you want. This is just for people who say, I want to do that makeup I see on YouTube, I see on Instagram, I see on Twitter, but I don't even know where to start. That's for these people. If you don't even know where to start with your makeup to get it to look like that, girl, this is what this is for. And we're done with our eyeshadow. Another palette that would be good is the Morphe 350. Now I know this palette stays out of stock. It's so gorgeous. Like, just all the looks. Even the Jaclyn Hill Favorites palette from Morphe would be great. I have that as well, but it's in my drawer right now. But it just, any color in this, you could use every single day. So this is also, like I said, the Morphe 350. They have 35S, 35M Shimmer Matte.
So I had a couple friends come over, so I decided to finish the rest of the video with just a voiceover. Right here I'm showing you just some different eyeliners. This is Swerve by ColourPop. Then I have NYX gel eyeliner, and I think it's just called either Blackest Black or just Jet Black. And then Urban Decay ink for eyes, which I loved that one, but now I use the Stila Stay All Day liquid liner, which is what I choose to do because it's easiest to make a wing that way. You just do your small thin line close to your eyelashes, and once you get to the end is when you start to flick it out. Then I use Ardell Demi Wispies for my eyelashes with the Duo Clear Lash Glue. I think I use waterproof. And you wanna, some people say don't use tweezers, just be careful, but I use them to place the eyelashes right on top of my eyelashes, and then I use my finger to do the outside corner, and then the inner corner I use my tweezers because it's kind of hard with nails to do the inner corner. And then I showed you the mascara that I used. You can use any mascara you want. And then these are just the foundations that I have, but I have to use my MAC one right now because I'm my summer color. And so yeah, I just apply it straight to my face. Use this Morphe brush. It's from the Jaclyn Hill Favorites brushes, and I just buff it in. I'm gonna show it in a second for my concealer, but you can use a beauty blender to blend your foundation. I used to, but for me it was just easier to go ahead and just use a brush. Make sure you do blend around your eyebrows, your hairline, and onto your neck. These are the difference. The left is the Real Techniques and the right is the Beauty Blender. Now I use the Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Concealer, and I use it in a fairly lighter color because honestly in my Sephora this is the darkest shade they had, so I just work with it. But you do want to get something at least 2 shades lighter than your skin tone, because this will definitely make your face have even more dimension. You don't want to just have a flat face when you add on foundation. You want to get some of that dimension that comes with real skin. So that's why we use a lighter concealer to give us some more dimension. Now this cut out, but I just applied some Laura Mercier translucent powder to bake, and I just applied it with the Real Techniques sponge. And now you just take a big fluffy powder brush and just wipe it away. I let it sit for about maybe 2 to 3 minutes. You don't need to let it sit for too long. This is just to lock in that concealer because you put an extra layer on top of your foundation. And now I'm going to contour. Now this brush just came from CVS. It's one of those makeup artist brushes. And you do want something that's really thin so you don't have to really struggle with a messy line. You can go back and clean it up, but it's easiest to go ahead and get that brush that's going to be the shape of your contour. And you want to do it right where your cheeks dip in at. So right above your jawline, but below your cheekbones. And then I usually do it on the side of my nose and on my temples, and then some under my chin just to balance it out. Like I said earlier, you want dimension. Then I use the highlight shade to go back over where I did bake. Now this isn't that necessary, but like I said, I'm a darker shade right now, so I really want to balance out the darks and the lights on my face. So I go back in with that lighter shade. Now here onto blush, this is an amazing blush palette from e.l.f. But this is the Jaclyn Hill face palette, which is what I use. And I didn't show it. I'm pretty sure I use Pamplemousse. That's what I tend to use as blush. And you need an angled blush brush for this. And this is, once again, one of those makeup artist brushes from CVS. You can use any that you want, but the angled blush brushes usually work the best. This is a highlighting brush from Morphe, and I mix Champagne Pop and Prosecco Pop. And go ahead and put that on the tops of your cheekbones. I was just admiring my glow. On the tops of your cheekbones, the bridge of your nose, and above your eyebrows. And you can even do it on your top lip as well. I think I did a little bit, but I usually don't put too much there. Then I went in with Spice Lip Liner from MAC. And this also cut off, but I'm using the Whirl lipstick from MAC, which recently just became packaged as a lipstick. It was a lip liner for the longest time. But just any neutral color is fine for every day. You can even use liquid. I really like lipstick rather than liquid lipstick, but for some reason I have more liquid lipstick. And then you want to set it all. I use De-Slick by Urban Decay because of my oily skin, but anything that goes with your foundation, your skin type, you use that. And thanks for watching.